Okay, Bixby is all about this one today. He's been hanging out here waiting for me to start rolling. He definitely wanted to be in this one. And he wanted to wish everybody a Merry Christmas. A meowy Christmas, as a matter of fact. Right, Bixby? Right, Bixby? Meow, 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 meow. You know, at this time of year when Christmas rolls around, we long for the times of our childhood. We long for the times we knew when we were kids. Like Kailash here, who's also in on this video. Hello, Kailash. Say, meowy Christmas. And, you know, we wax nostalgic for Christmas when we were a child. And we often say things like, oh, times were so much better then, and maybe they were. And, you know, oh, I wish we could go back to the way things were then. I wish I could time travel back there. I wish I could experience that time then as I appreciate it from this time now. Things like that. And, you know, although there are many aspects to that nostalgia, ultimately what we are pining for, what we are aching for, is the innocence of our childhood. It's not necessarily about what decade it was. It's not necessarily about where we spent it. It's about the state of our childhood being one of essentially innocence. And we miss it. We miss it. We crave it. We yearn for it. It is still within us, though. We still have that inner child, that innocent child is still within us in our core. We are still that child. And we can revisit that child and rekindle that innocence, recapture it with a new appreciation, coming back home to it after many years of adulting and getting soiled in the world and things like that. And, you know, Jesus taught, unless you become as one of these children, you shall not enter the kingdom of God. Translation: the barrier, the distance, the separation, the illusion of being apart from, the disconnect, as I like to say, between our divine nature and what we are being here on earth is not present in children. That's why they see things that adults don't see, spirits and angels and such. They don't have that veil. And by the way, I don't think that the veil is a thing out there that exists. I think the veil is a consequence of a developed sense of separate self or ego intellect. And Jesus is teaching, unless you can be of that pure, natural, fundamental innocence that children possess, you will be disconnected, in effect, from your experience of the divine. And, you know, it all comes down to there's still a kid inside of us, because we still are that kid. We still are that innocent little child. And Christmas is a time that brings that magical innocence to the forefront of our consciousness. And I think that anything we do that rekindles or cultivates childlike nature within us is good. Not childish, but childlike. Anything that is childlike, I think, is pure and innocent and divine. And it reminds me of the magic of when we were children and we looked forward, you know, to Santa Claus is coming. And it doesn't matter what we might think intellectually and philosophically about the concept of and the archetype of Santa Claus as adults. It doesn't matter. Do you know what Santa Claus is? Santa Claus is love. The thought of Santa Claus is, I am loved. I matter. I am very important to someone who loves me. So when we pine for Christmas memories of our childhood and we wax nostalgic, we are yearning for childlike innocence. And when we remember Santa Claus, it pushes buttons in our unconscious, which we might collectively call, I am loved. So in that context, why not believe in Santa Claus once again, just as you did when you were a child? I believe in Santa Claus, like I believe in love. I believe in Santa Claus and everything he does. There's no question in my mind that he does exist. Just like love, I know he's there, waiting to be missed. I believe in Santa Claus, but there was a time I thought I had grown too old for such a childish rhyme. He became a dream to me till one Christmas night someone stood beside my bed with a beard of white. So you're too old for Santa Claus, he said with a smile. Then you're too old for all the things that make a life worthwhile. For what is happiness but dreams? And do they all come true? Look at me and tell me, son, what is real to you? Just believe in Santa Claus like you believe in love. Just believe in Santa Claus and everything he does. Wipe that question from your mind. Yes, he does exist. Just like love, you know he's there, waiting to be missed. Just like love, you know he's there, waiting to be missed. Merry Christmas, child.